Hi everyone, welcome back to Rants and Bants, WJ's official entertainment podcast brought to you by The Pitch with your host, Miranda Bailey. So this episode is going to be kind of like a launch into my new series where I kind of talk about TV shows that I watched. Not where I was actually using kind of commentary the last two episodes, but actual shows, movies, and actual books where I'll actually delve into it and kind of talk about that as a whole. So this episode will be a little longer because I'm going to be talking about a longer show. So yeah, you can go through it if you care. If you don't, that's totally fine. If you watched last week's episode, I was talking about Grey's Anatomy. So in this episode, I will be talking solely about Grey's Anatomy. I won't be talking about Private Practice or Station 19. Those are the Grey's Anatomy spin-off shows. I won't be talking about those. Those might have their own episodes in the future if I ever get to watch Private Practice, which I haven't. But they will probably have their own show, their own episodes. Probably I haven't watched How to Get Away with Murder, except for the first season, and I need to get to that. But I have watched a little bit of Scandal. It might have its own episode. It might not. Depends on how I'm feeling, and it depends on if you guys, as listeners, really want it. If you don't, I don't really care. And if I don't have time to go back and watch all these shows to kind of remember, then yeah, I'm probably not going to do it. Speaking of, if I remember to do it, I am not going to delve into the main plot of Grey's Anatomy in this episode. I'm just going to be talking about the characters, and if I kind of bring up plot lines, I'm not going to go season by season what happened, what everybody did, and what I thought. There are 18 seasons Grey's Anatomy, and I don't even think I watched the last three episodes of season 17. So if I miss anything, I don't really know. I don't really care. But I kind of skimmed the last 3 episodes on Fandom Wiki. So, I'm not giving you the wrong information here, but I'm trying to give everything up to date. If I do, I do. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. Speaking of, there will be major spoilers. If you haven't watched Grey's Anatomy and you don't want to be spoiled and all of that, this is probably not the podcast episode for you. But if you don't care, stay tuned, because I am going to be a little entertaining about this one. I just want to say, if you have different opinions than me, trust me, I know I say this a lot, but we can coexist. I know I say the opposite of that, and people with the different opinions of me can't coexist, but we can coexist, trust me. It doesn't matter. It's a show. It's fiction. So okay, let's get into it. I'm really excited for this. So I did not do a rewatch. Like I said, I did not do a rewatch for this show. So if I just leave out major things or something, and I bring it up in 2 minutes after, because I just remembered, just deal with it. It's not going to be in order. I didn't write my opinions down. I'm literally looking at the list, and I am just doing this off of muscle memory, because I think about this show a lot, and I'm always looking at discourse on Twitter. So that's where I'm at. So let's get into it. So I'm going to just go a list of characters. If they end up being I don't know if I'm gonna go most important to least important. Just deal with me here. Just stay with me here. Okay, so let's start with Dr. Meredith Gray. Meredith Gray. This is where if you guys have different opinions than me, don't come for me, because Meredith Gray, I hate saying this, but that woman was only important when she had major conflict in her life. And I'm not talking about her love life either, because that was conflict, yes, but it did not give me what I wanted. And when I'm talking her love life, I'm talking spoiler alert, after Derrick Shepard died, what was that supposed to do for me? That does not give me, I don't care. I really don't care. Like, I'll get into that like a little later, but like she was kind of like part of a love triangle like after her husband like died. Like, my sister, what's up with you in love triangles? We need to get a handle on this, because if it's happened more than once, but at least there's two guys fighting over her. Like, if it was she was fighting over another guy with another girl, like, I think I would have cried. Because it's too much. But this one, it was fun. Okay, I love how they introduce her character as morally gray. I have a thing for morally gray characters. I love characters that don't think everything's black and white, and that's exactly what Meredith Gray is. Like, Mare doesn't see everything as like what it is. I think that's amazing, because I think I'm like that. I don't think I see everything as for what it is. So I have a thing for morally gray characters, because maybe I see myself in that. I don't know. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. And she had like a bunch of issues. She had her mommy issues and her daddy issues, and I didn't relate to that, but I loved it. I think it added depth to her. I think that's how she got to see everything morally gray. But yeah, I like her, but I think she just got like not interesting. She just became uninteresting to me. I was not interested with her. I felt like we should just shift. Like, obviously it's Grey's Anatomy, it's Meredith Gray's show, but I just felt like we should shift the opinion off of her, because it's just like, she's boring. She was a snooze fest. I was bored. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. Like I said, like, I'm just bored with her. Like, the whole Meredith, I'll get into Derrick later, because I just have things to say about him. But like, they were cute. There were some things that happened that I was kind of just like, why are you screaming at your wife? Like, and I'll get into Derrick himself, but like, some of the things that Meredith did, like I said, like, she's morally gray. Like, not everything's black and white for her. So I can understand where she's coming from. Like, obviously, like, I can see like what everybody else is thinking. Like, oh wait, can I say this? Wait, and I will talk about this again in when I talk about Miranda Bailey, but because this is something like a plot point that I was just getting irritated with, because when, like, I know I said like, oh, I can understand where some of the things are coming from, and I did understand when she did the insurance fraud. I definitely understood where she was coming from. And when everybody's getting upset, like, oh my god, how could she get fired? How could Bailey fire her? Are you dumb? Of course Bailey fired her. Like, sometimes, like, I know, like, this is fictional, and sometimes it was really funny to me because she owned the hospital, but she also got fired. Like, I didn't see how sometimes 2 + 2 does not equal 4 in the fictional world, and that's okay, I guess. But I was just still very confused. I was like, yeah, she got fired. Like, and she could have gotten her license revoked. Like, you all get on my nerves. Like, comparing, like, because Bailey did some stupid stuff in her time. Like, she's done some, like, Miranda Bailey, like, that is my mother, and I will get into how much I love her when I talk about her. And she's done some stupid stuff, yeah, but she did the right thing by firing her and, like, reporting her. Like, duh, like, okay, Meredith did that for the right thing. She did it for the right cause. Like, she, and I'm not faulting her, but it's just like, yeah, she got arrested. Like, did she get arrested? Yeah, she got arrested. Like, yeah, she did insurance fraud. Like, are we not in the 21st century? Like, y'all don't know what insurance, like, I'm talking about the people who watch this show, because sometimes y'all get on my nerves. Yeah, she did insurance fraud. Like, if you haven't watched the show and you are confused as to what is going on, basically it was like, this little girl, I think she was undocumented, and she needed surgery because she had something wrong with her. I don't remember exactly, but she was like really sick. I think it was cancer. Don't quote me on that. And basically she needed surgery, and and she was undocumented. She didn't really have money. She was a little girl. Her dad didn't have money. And basically, Meredith Gray put her own daughter's name down so she could basically have the surgery. Now, they addressed this in the show, and I was really happy about it. They were like, why didn't you just pay for her surgery? And I was like, oh yeah, no, it was definitely cancer, because they were saying like she's gonna have to come back for chemo and like follow-up surgeries and da-da-da, so she couldn't just pay for it out of pocket, because like she got 3 kids, like she's a mother, she don't have that kind of money, even though she owns the damn hospital. Like, I don't know, no, like it just makes sense. So there's that. But like I think that's like the major, like that's the only time I'm gonna get into like a major plot point like that. But yeah, she deserved to get fired. Was it like, did I think what she did was wrong? No, not really. But it's just like, because 1 + 1 = 2, 2 + 2 = 4. Like I just feel like it makes sense. Like I'm not gonna sit here and argue about that. And I'll get into the Bailey thing later, because that's really that's my mother. Like I will never let anybody slander Bailey ever. Like Miranda Bailey raised me, but I will talk about that later on. And what else about Meredith? I don't know if I really talked about her like mommy and daddy issues. Like first of all, I forget what Meredith's dad name was. Thatcher Gray. What a sorry excuse for a man. What a sorry excuse for a man. Like, how are you? Let me tell you something. This is the one thing I remember from season 2, I think. They were making it seem like Meredith's dad, like, okay, like he left the family, like he divorced the mom, and you know he left because the mom was crazy. Like, I don't believe in like a spouse can just drive someone to, like, I do believe that, like I actually do. Never mind. He drove her to leave. Like, oh wait, no, did she divorce him? She wanted the divorce, I think. Good for her, because he's a sorry excuse for a man. No backbone, nothing. You're not gonna even defend yourself. You're not even gonna support yourself. You are terrible. You are miserable. And it's one thing you left. I'm thinking the way that like she didn't grow up with him, so she doesn't know this man. Meredith doesn't know this man. I'm thinking he left across the country. Y'all, that man left, moved 3 doors down. I was sick. I was so sick. Can I understand, like, one thing about Grey's Anatomy, that show has some terrible plot points, because they keep saying that Meredith grew up in that house. She grew up in Seattle. It's based in Seattle. But at one point in her childhood, she moved to Boston. Then why are you saying you grew up in the same house in Seattle? Like, I just don't understand that. Like, it doesn't even, like, none of the plot points, like, Meredith's whole, first of all, they just left medical school, right, in the first season. How old is this woman? How old is Meredith Gray? Because we will never know. Because sometimes they're saying like she's 27, which could add up, yeah. But sometimes she's like 30. So sometimes I don't even know. Like, they don't even really address the age. And I don't know. They don't address the age for most of the people. Like, we were supposed to assume. But like later on, they're talking about like the year that she was born. Like, it's just very confusing. Like, we don't know the ages for anybody in this damn cast and this damn, like, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah. Thatcher Gray is just a sorry excuse for a man. And like when he died and they made up, like literally when he like died, I was kind of just like, oh, okay. Like, what's up with Meredith making up with her parents right when they're about to die, or when they died? Like, let me tell you about one thing about Meredith that just pisses me off. This is where I'm like, oh yeah, this show needs to end already, because how many times are we gonna put Meredith in a near-death experience and have her meet up with some of her old pals in the space between life and death? Is there like, we don't have nothing else? Like, let's come up with something else. Let's come up with something different. Like, let's do something new. We're not doing anything new. We're not everything cannot be familiar. Like, I'm tired of it. Like, I don't know about other Grey's Anatomy fans, but one thing about me, like, if I have to see this woman almost die, how many times are you almost gonna die, Meredith? There was the bomb scenes. There was this recent, when she had COVID. Let me tell you, when she had COVID, I was actually getting really upset. Like, I have this really big thing about shows. I don't want to see what I'm currently experiencing on screen. This is not a reality television show. This is fictional. It's fiction. Why are you showing me the pandemic? I'm currently living in this pandemic. Like, I don't want to see it on screen. Like, what's going on here? Does 2 + 2 not equal 4? What's going on here? So that I know I'm going in and out. I'm really sorry. But, like, so when she had the bomb, no, my bad. I kept saying bomb. No, when she drowned. Let me tell you something. That show has so messed up. Like, I love that show, but like, what? Like, I'm just like, wow, like, y'all really dying up in here. Like, y'all dying. I remember one time there was this meme, and people were like, why is Grey's Anatomy still going? Why don't they just blow up the hospital and get it over with? Why does the hospital just catch on fire and get it over with? I'm like, y'all definitely didn't see the season finale of season 13, because that already happened. Hello. It's just, okay, anyway, so we're talking about Meredith Gray. There's just so many things with Meredith Gray that I can't wrap up now, because she is a title character, but I'm just saying, like, after Derrick died, like, there are some things I'm just like, we could have just done something better for you. I'm not saying, like, Derrick was the, like, only thing that made her interesting. Like, I think all these things just happened when he was alive, but that did not make her interesting. She was just interesting, but I don't know. Is it because Shonda left? Shonda Rhimes is the main writer for this up until, like, season 11, 12. Then it started just going downhill, and that, you know, it just makes sense, because Shonda Rhimes, she could write. Krista Burnoff, I don't know. The show has felt like just, I don't know, it's just meh. So I don't know. If we put 2 and 2 together, I'm not saying that Krista can't write, but I'm saying that Krista can't write compared to what's going on right now. Krista is the main writer, and she just, it's whatever. Okay, let's just move on from Meredith Gray, because this cannot be, it's already 16 minutes. I can't be talking about Meredith Gray like this. My favorite characters on this show. Okay, Christina Yang. Listen, Christina has done some foul things on this show. Do I know what they are? No. Because she, in my head, has never done anything wrong in her life. She's said she's never done anything wrong in her life. She's never been, like, she's just so real. Like, that's a real woman. Like, she's a good woman. Like, everything about Christina Yang. And maybe it's also because I have, like, a Sandra Oh obsession in real life. Like, I love Sandra Oh, and I'm trying to watch every single thing that she's ever acted in, because right now I'm watching The Chair, and I'm, like, currently obsessed. But one thing about Christina Yang, like, I admire her. The thing about Christina Yang that makes her so perfect to me is she does some foul things, and she knows it. Like, I hate when people, let me tell you, this is my thing. Like, I also love, like, I'm not saying she's a mean girl, but, like, mean girls, like that mean girl trope. If you know that you're doing terrible, foul things, and you're like, yeah, so, then I respect you. I admire you. I respect you for that. If you're being oblivious to the stupid stuff, the stupid, mean stuff that you're doing, like, I don't respect you for that. Like, I don't like you. Like, you're fake to me. Christina Yang, anything that foul that she's done, she knows it, and she will, she will tell you. So, where do we go from here? Because I think people overlook Christina's relationships with men. I just don't like them. I'm so happy because Christina Yang, like, at the end of the day, like, her career was the biggest thing for her. It was not the guy that she was in a relationship with. So is it either, do I ship Burke or do I ship her with Owen? Let's also focus on the fact that I don't want her with any man. But it's very hard because both of them are both terrible, so I don't know who to choose. The only thing that makes me, like, I don't know if I don't think I would choose her with Burke, because I used to think Burke was, like, better than Owen, but I don't know. I don't really know, because when I say, like, the only thing that Owen pissed me off, I think if it's like the battle of the toxic relationships, Owen might just win. Owen and Cohen might just win. I don't know. But let me tell you why. Because I feel like when Christina had the abortion with her and Owen's baby, because she said, I'm not going to have this child. Like, it does not matter. I'm not going to have a child. I don't want one. My body, my choice. Period. He was just like, okay. And we all know, like, Owen wanted a kid. He wanted a family. And it's just like, okay. And he went with her to have the abortion. She got an abortion. He held her hand. Why is it, when all your friends, in the next episode, when all your friends are in the next room, you're having an argument. You want to throw that in her face. You killed our baby. Shame is free, you know. Shame is free. Shame is free. So that's where I was like, oh yeah, this man is evil. This man is actually insane. This man is actually not a good person. Like, okay, like, ugh. But the thing is, like, I'm also an Owen apologist, so I don't know what you want me to do. Like, Owen is a terrible he's so but I'm also an apologist. Like, we're gonna get into Owen later, but yeah, Christina Yang, like, with Burke, when Burke couldn't do nothing with his hands because he was messed up from, like, the shooting. I don't remember how he got shot. I just remember he got shot. I don't remember how. Like I said, I didn't do a rewatch of the show to figure everything out. But when he got shot and she had to basically do everything, and then he later, like, he messed her over, and he didn't include her in his, like, Harper Avery Award speech, and he, like, yeah, that's where I was like, wow, you really made an enemy out of me, because that woman really saved your career, and look at you now. That's why men are not dependable. It's okay. But yeah, so that was, like, the only time I was just like, I don't know. And Burke, like, I just, nah. Like, why he leave her at the altar like that? Like, she was really about to get married to you. Like, I've always, like, wrestled with the idea of, like, the whole thing, because she was not about to marry him, and I felt like at the beginning, like, he left because he thought she was gonna, like, I think it was like, let me embarrass her before she can embarrass me, and I respect that. So that always gives me, like, a little bit, like, a hard time. Like, I don't know if I'm just kind of like, I don't like you because of that. Like, he really left her, but, like, she was gonna leave him, so I don't really know where I am with that one. I'm gonna probably have to wrestle with that for a little bit. So there's that. I don't really have anything else on Christina. The thing is, okay, I will talk about this more later on. I kind of have a problem with how Grey's Anatomy, like, when, like, actors are about to leave this stupid show, how they ruin the characters. They mess them up before the characters leave. Like, they damn near traumatize us with how terrible these characters are before they leave. So, like, with Christina Yang, they had what's her face? Meredith and Christina fight over what? It's very messy to really explain because I just remembered it, but basically they had a fight, and it was like, it pretty much ruined Christina's character, but then they redeemed themselves, and a few episodes later she left. Oh, can I say this though? She had the best ending. I mean, compared to, like, everybody else. If you exit the show, usually it's not by choice, it's by death. So, because the actor be like, oh, I want to leave, and then the next thing, it's either they are disgraced from not only, like, the hospital, but Seattle, Washington in general, or they die. And Christina Yang, she was given the best send-off. She was really given the best send-off. And there's more of that. I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, they're not, like, terrible. Like, I was like, nah, but, like, she got the best one. Like, she got a whole hospital, a heart hospital in Switzerland. Hello. So yeah, can't really remember anything else. I just wish, like, Christina obviously had, like, some kind of, like, daddy issues, like, not just because, like, her dad died at, like, such a young age and she kind of saw him, and I wish they could have explored that more into how she handles things. I think they kind of explained it, but they didn't really go in depth about it, and I wish they had gone a little bit more depth about it. So there's that. So if I have anything more about Christina Yang, all I know is that she's my mother. She raised me. I love her to death. On to my next favorite character, Izzy Stevens. Now, look, Izzy is a little bit of hated amongst the Grey's Anatomy fans, and that's fine, I guess. Like, whatever. The point is that I love her. I respect her. Let me tell you. I love Izzy Stevens with every bone in my body. Are you dumb? Yeah, she is really, like, she's my best woman. Like, let me be your woman. Like, I love her. That's my mother. Like, let me tell you, Izzy Stevens birthed me, raised me, took me to school, fed me, changed my diapers, bought me clothes. How am I supposed to, she helped me with my math homework. Like, that woman is amazing. Like, I love her. Now, I'm not really, the only thing with Izzy's character, like, there's so many times they messed up Izzy's character. I think Izzy's character was the best in season 1 when nothing was going on. She was just being cute and perfect. There was nothing, like, They ruined her in season 2 when they got, like, I hated the Denny storyline so much. I hated Denny. I hated the storyline. I'm okay with everything, but, like, it's not even that, like, she was, I don't think it's because he was a patient. Like, I don't really mind that. Maybe it's just because I wanted her with Alex. I just wanted her with Alex. But yeah, I thought Denny was nasty, man, for getting with her just because I wanted her with Alex really badly. I remember that was in season 2. Season 3 that won't happen. They really pissed me off because they put her with George. George was her best friend. What's going on here? George is her best friend. You're telling me that, like, what's going on here? Like, Alex was right. Like, Alex was like, I was patient. At one point he was like, I was patient. Why am I just remembering like all these like little minuscule scenes? He was like, I waited for you, I was patient, because Denny died. Amen. So Denny died, and he was like, oh yeah, I've been patient with you, only for you to get with O'Malley. And he's right. What? How are you gonna get with O'Malley? Like, are you not embarrassed of yourself? Like, that's your best friend. Like, and one thing, like, I love friends to lovers. I love that trope so much. I think it goes so hard. But only when times when it makes sense. This one did not make sense. And then you make the whole relationship awkward. So, there's that. And then, what happened to Izzy? And then she started hallucinating. Seeing Denny. Doing weird things. This is a school podcast, so I'm not gonna say nothing. But, like, doing really weird things with Denny. Your hallucinations. A ghost. Then we find out that this woman's having weird dreams because she has cancer. Oh, you gotta be out of your mind. This is the thing, like, Grey's Anatomy, when they don't like an actor and actress, like, you could tell because they give them the most terrible storylines. They give them the worst plot lines in the world. Like, what are you telling me? This woman was just fine. Now she has cancer. Now she doesn't even have cancer. She has only 1% probability that she could live. Was it 1%? Or was it like 5 to 10? I don't remember. It was some stupid rate. Like, it was some stupid percentage. And she survived that only for her to leave because of some miscommunication with Alex. I don't remember exactly what, but like, I know Katherine Heigl in real life, I think she either wanted to leave the show or, like, they fired her. I don't remember. It was either one of the two. But this was how y'all could have to send my sister off. Like, whatever. The only thing is, in the end, I'm not gonna speak on the real opinion I have on some of the things until the very end, when I get to somebody's storyline. But yeah, the next person, my best man has never done anything wrong in his life. Alex Karev. Yep. Give it up for the best character in Grey's Anatomy. Alex Karev. The best male character. The best female character, Christina Yang. Best male character, Alex Karev. Don't ever play me in my face about Alex Karev. Like, if you ever say anything bad about Alex Karev in my face, like, I will clown you to death. Like, let me tell you something. That man had the best character development in Grey's Anatomy. The best. Complete douchebag. Doesn't even begin to explain how much of a pain he was. A pain in the neck for everybody at that hospital. But he was cocky. He was perfect. He's fine. Everything. He was everything to me. He's everything to me. If you ever play me about Alex Karev in my life, like, I don't even want to say anything about the plot lines because everything about him was perfect. That the only thing, like, there's just so many things, like, I want to say about Alex Karev, but I just, like, I don't want to because I don't want to get into it. All I know is Alex Karev is the best character to ever exist. And the things that he did at the final when he's about to leave, like, okay, I know I said I was going to save it for the end, but when I got my Izzy X end game, when he left to go and be with Izzy and their 2 kids, oh yeah. Who cares about Joe? If I was really, you know what? I'm not really going to get into that because I'm not trying to get harassed online and bullied. But yeah, when I got my Izzy X endgame, that's when I thought, a win for Mare Nation, a win for me, a win for Marone Nation. Don't ever play me in my face. I know that's right. That's the only thing I was saying the whole time. was very happy. I mean, I told my friends I was very sad. No, I wasn't. I was very happy when he left, and I was mad that he left just because that's my favorite character, and that's why after the I didn't like I wish we got a proper send off. They left him to be the enemy, to get eaten up by fans all over the world. Me, I was really happy about that. I just wish we could have seen it. We could have why you disappear? Why you disappear like a ghost in the night? That's the only thing that I had a problem with his send off. But I was very happy about it. I was very happy about his I love the end game. And if you have a problem with it, I don't know, talk to your mother about it. Go to therapy. I don't know. Next character, George O'Malley. George O'Malley, my softest baby boy. I love him. The only thing with O'Malley, I love him and I can't stand him at the same time. It's not every day. Meredith, love me. Go get some girls. Go get a life. But the thing with George O'Malley is he could pull any girl he wanted to, but then he also couldn't pull the girl he really wanted. It just wasn't working out for my man, and that's fine, I guess. I don't know, I feel really bad, but I don't. So where do we go from here? The thing with George O'Malley, his death, to this day, I know people laugh about it. That's not laughing matters to me. That's actually very traumatizing. I actually cried. I was really upset when I found out he got hit by a bus. Obviously it was really sad, but it was very sad. It was very traumatizing for me, and I didn't like that he got hit by a bus. I thought it was really ridiculous. And it's because they were not happy with Tiara Knight behind the scenes, and it's why are you not happy with Tiara Knight? Tiara Knight is a sweetheart, and I'm not really gonna get into the whole behind the scenes. I'm not gonna get into any of the drama behind the scenes because that's not what I want to get. That's not my focus for this episode. I'm not really gonna get into that, but you know what I'm saying? I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. It was so sloppy and nasty. Anyways, now my favorite character of all time. This is just of the best character of the show, Miranda Bailey. Oh, if you have anything bad to say about Bailey, don't ever talk to me in real life. If you see me walking down the hallways and you know in your heart that you don't like Miranda Bailey, don't speak to me. Don't speak to me. This is a Miranda Bailey stan account. This home that I live in is a Miranda Bailey stan house. Okay? It's a sorority, Miranda Bailey stan sorority. I don't know what to tell you. Basically, the point of the matter is that's a real woman. That's my mother. That's a real woman. And you know what? I know later on people are oh, Bailey as chief, she's not blah 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 blah, I don't like her, blah 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 blah. That's because you and your own self, you can't handle authority. You can't handle real women. You can't handle real life. You'll never succeed in your life if you don't understand people like Miranda Bailey. They're real women. Every single day, everything about her, her storylines. Chef's kiss. I don't really think there's anything in her storyline that I was upset about. Even the HIV thing, she saved that little boy's life. So where do we go from here? Was it unethical? Yes, very. Do I care? No, not really, because she did what she had to do. So stay mad. Her and Ben's relationship is the best relationship in that whole show, and people are arguing, oh, Ben and Meredith, oh, no, Derrick and Meredith, who cares? Okay, they're nasty, and somebody can, I'm pretty sure if Ben was to be hit by a bus, he would make it, and people will not forget to get him a CT scan. So anyways, there's that. Next character, Richard Webber. Richard Webber, I think very underrated, very annoying. Because right now I don't really remember anything good about him. I just remember all the annoying things. You're in love with Ellis. Ellis is dead. Leave Meredith alone. Even before Ellis died, leave Meredith alone. Meredith could not walk on her own 2 feet without that man holding onto her hand, helping her up the stairs. Don't you have a wife at home? Where's the wife? You don't want to speak to your wife, but you want to go and help your ex-mistress's daughter. When I found out, I always speculated, but later on in the hearing, we found out that he matched Meredith to that internship program, and like she did not match with that one, and he pretty much pulled the strings to get her in. Like I kind of thought that was a given, and I'm surprised that they told us about that in like season 15, season 16. I thought they were going to tell us that in season 1. But I'm surprised they held it out for that long. It wasn't like that much of a surprise. I wasn't like, oh my god, like I was like, yeah, I'm surprised y'all just telling us this. Like I thought it was a given. But yeah, I just can't remember anything really mean to say about Richard. Really nice, anything nice. Like I respect him, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of respecting qualities. Are they coming to me right now? No, they're not coming to me. So I don't know. Next on this is Preston Burke. If you guys are like, oh my god, Maron, like how is your list going? I'm reading this off the Wikipedia page. So Preston Burke, I don't have any opinion. Next, Derrick Shepard. Well, he died. It was a very unfortunate situation. I felt really bad for the kids. Felt bad for Meredith. Maybe, you know what, maybe I would have had like a better, thing with Derrick if they didn't like really mess up his character towards the end. And like he was a terrible husband to her. Like he's a toxic man. Like one thing about Grey's Anatomy viewers, like he is a white man who was very toxic, and he gave a few good speeches, and he like once you give a man the pick me, choose me, love me speech, like you just have to root for that man because you can't look stupid behind your sister. And you know what, I respect that with a lot of people, but with Derrick, I remember my friends were telling me like, oh my god, like I cried when he died. Like what was there to cry about? There were actual people who really died that deserved tears, and it wasn't this man. You know what, like Derrick has done so many great things, but they're not coming to me right now. I think they'll come later on. I'm talking about other people. Like I liked his friendships with other people. I just didn't like his relationship with his wife. With both of them, which speaking of leads me to one of my favorites, Addison Montgomery. Love Addison Montgomery. One of my favorite cheaters of all time. Look, everybody overlooks that she is a cheater, and I don't think that we should shame her for it. No, I think we should let her embrace it, because she did embrace it, and we should just continue on with her legacy. The things that Kate Walsh has done for the worldwide community by Addison Montgomery is one of the best women of all time, best fictional women of all time. I actually need to watch Private Practice to just get a little bit more of her. Like I keep pushing Private Practice back for God knows what reason. I'm just too busy. But the things that like she has done for the community of my community, like for I don't know what my community is, but like I don't know, cheaters. Like I'm a cheater trope stan. So the things that she has done for the cheating trope community, she will never be forgotten. She's a real woman. Everything about her, like the 3 things that she was on Grey's Anatomy, like everything about her, like that, she's a real woman. She's a real woman. So, and I know she got her like happiness ending, her happy ending with her husband and her child. Like I just want the best for her, because all she deserves is the best. So, which leads me on to Mark Sloan. Mark Sloan is another one of those people, like I said, like it's not like a girl thing. If you are an absolute prick and you know it and you embrace it and you brag about it, I will have nothing but respect for you. Obviously, this is a fictional world. If you want to say that about real life, I don't respect that in real life. Do I? Probably. I don't know. But in the fictional world, I think it's smart. I think it's brilliant. Even like Mark Sloan he's a creepy guy. I think we overlook how creepy and weird he is. Why have you done the nasty with almost all of the people, all of the whole female population of this hospital, half of New York too. I hope he was getting tested for STDs, because also, what was I gonna say? Yeah, it's just like him and Lexi's death, we're gonna talk about Lexi like literally right after this, but like him and Lexi's death, like that was something that I shed real tears for, because it was so annoying and unexpected. I was like, what the heck is going on here? Like, why? It was so unnecessary and just so violent too. Like, why are you dying that way in a plane crash? Like, oh my god. And I feel like Mark could have made it if Lexi hadn't died. I don't know. I just feel like we could have had them together when they died. Like they could have been like an actual couple when they died. But no, we just can't let real people have happiness. Why are you letting Meredith and Derrick be happy? Let these two be happy. I just don't understand that. So at least they died together though. At least they died and they were together in heaven and da da da. In the after, I don't know if they have heaven, the afterlife. I don't know. Who is my next girl? Lexi Gray! My perfect little girl. I love my baby girl. I love Lexi Gray. The only thing is I was kind of just like, in the beginning, I was like, girl, like at one point Christina was like, leave Meredith alone. I was like, yeah, leave her alone. Because she don't want to be friends with you like that. Like, you are literally exactly what Christina said. You are literally what Meredith looks at as like the life that she could have had with her dad. So why would Meredith want to be your sibling? And she was crying to her like, let me be your sibling, open up to me. Like, no, go get away from me. If I was Meredith, I would have done the same thing. So that's the only thing with Lexi that I was kind of just like irritated about. I also wish that Lexi could have had like, I feel like everybody had like a friend or like a person that they were like best friends with, or they had like a group, like a proper group. I didn't feel like Lexi had that, other than like Meredith and Christina that came like way later on. And people act as if like that group, they were together all the time, they were best friends, and like, no, they weren't. Also, like, speaking of like when Lexi died and Meredith was crying her eyes out, like, I don't know if that's your sister, but like, we haven't seen that many scenes of you two together. Like, you're not acting like they're siblings. And later on, she's talking about Lexi, like, oh, my sister Lexi, my kid sister Lexi, after she's dead. Like, my sister, when she was alive, you were not hanging out with her like this. Stop making foolish claims. Stop lying. Like, I was there. Y'all were not acting like this. Y'all were not that close. Everybody else could actually cry and say, like, oh my god, we lost Lexi. Like, Derrick could cry and say he lost Lexi because he spent more time with her than you did. So where do we go from here? So I don't know. Lexi Gray, my favorite meow meow. I love her to death. I really love her to death because she's dead. Then my real woman, Callie Torres. Oh my god, sorry. Callie Torres. Calliope. Everything about Calliope was just chef's kiss. I love. The only thing is like the way that she was just in love with Giorgio O'Malley, and that man was just not in love with her. And I was like, oh, my sister, like, I need better for you, because that is just like, it's not working out for me. Like, I was kind of upset about that for you. Like, I was just like, we could have done better. But okay. And then the whole court scene when they were fighting over like custody of Sophia, it was just so embarrassing. It was very embarrassing on both sides, actually, but even more so on Callie's side. Once I get that, once I find that lawyer, like, I will just, you know, I'll go to bat for Arizona Robbins. That's one thing about me. I'll also go to bat for Calliope Torres. I felt like I don't remember the ship name right now for Cali and Arizona was. It's really escaping me, and it really should not be. Calzona. That's what they call them. I don't know why it's escaping me for a second. Like, them breaking up was like actually my villain origin story. I thought it was so stupid. I thought it was so ridiculous. Very unneeded. Just nothing for the plot. I like, for some of the things, like, I love cheating trope, but that's not what I like. I just thought it was so stupid. I didn't think it made any sense to the plot. I thought it was dumb. I thought it was ridiculous. I didn't think it was smart. So there's that. Then that leads me to Arizona Robbins. I love Arizona to death. Did she need to lose her stupid leg? No, but I thought it was great rep for people with disabilities. I thought it was really great, actually. I know people are just like, oh, like, what was the reason that she needs to lose her leg? Like, Arizona did not need to be smiling every day. Sometimes she needs to, you know, be sad a little bit, cry a little bit. Why are you depressed? And why are you blaming Callie for, like, most of the time that she took your leg? My sister, you could have died. You had an infection. Like, it's not like, well, it wasn't even like, what was it? Like, it was exactly that. Like, she needed that leg to be cut off. It was that or death. You have a child. Like, you're really getting on my nerves. Owen Hunt. I know I said I'm an Owen Hunt apologist, but right now I can't really remember anything that he's done in his life ever. Like, what makes me an Owen Hunt apologist? Like, he's terrible with relationships. Oh, I think he's a good friend to a lot of people. I think that's it. I think he's a good friend to the people he's friends with. Like, him and April's relationship, I love their friendship so much. Like, Team Trauma, they make trauma look so easy. They make trauma surgery look so easy. They're so much fun. I love them. That's the only thing about Owen Hunt. I think he's a good friend, terrible partner, terrible boyfriend, husband, etc. Good father, though. Terrible romantic relationships. If 2 to 3, 4, because you have his fiance he broke up with when he was in Afghanistan. You have Christina. You have Teddy. You have Amelia. You have a bunch of other flings. None of them are working out for you. Why don't you just become single? Why don't you just be single? It's not terrible to be alone. Like, because you suck at being with people. Let's try being alone for a little bit. I haven't watched the new season, so I don't know how he's, how he's like, if he's alone. But, like, I'm hoping he is, because this is actually getting ridiculous for me. So, leads down to Teddy Altman. Teddy. I know people wanted her gone, and they're like, why did they bring her back? Like, why shouldn't they? Pretty people should have roles. Pretty people should stay employed. So that's why Teddy Altman came back. Okay? Teddy Altman came back because she's a real woman. So if you guys really have any problem with that, like, I can't remember anything bad she's done in her life, and I also can't remember anything good that she's done in her life. The thing is, though, I didn't want her with Owen. I don't like her with Owen. Even though, like, I just feel like it's just been too much. Like, I feel like, okay, now you're pushing it. It's been 10 plus years, I guess, and you still haven't gotten your stuff together. You haven't gotten your stuff together and gotten with him and, not messed this up. Like, both of y'all are ridiculous. Like, both of y'all are terrible. Her and Henry, I think that was the name of her husband. That, first of all, marriage of convenience tropes. Hello. I thought that was ridiculously good, ridiculously well done. When he died, that's when I was really like, oh yeah, these Grey's Anatomy writers, they don't respect me as a human, as a person, as a woman of color. You don't respect me, and that's fine. But yeah, I thought that was like one of the best ships actually on that show. And when he died, I was really, really, really upset about it. But I think that was the best thing that ever happened to Teddy. And when he died, I was really upset. Let's see. April Kepner. I love April Kepner. I know people don't like her, but I love her. So where do we go from here? Yes, she can be annoying, but she's also a baddie. I love her. Has she done some annoying things in her life? Yeah, definitely. Most of the time, she was annoying most of the time. But I also found, like, how many times she got fired from that hospital very comical. I thought it was really comical. The thing is, like, maybe it's because I have a thing for Sarah Drew. I think she's a brilliant actress, and the way that she's brought April Kepner to life was so beautiful. There are different times when, like, the acting was ridiculously off the charts that I was just like, wow, like, I respect it. So maybe I get those two confused, like my admiration for Sarah Drew, the actress, over, like, April Kepner. I don't know, because there's two particular scenes that, like, stood out to me when it was a shooting episode, and when Derrick got shot, and she was about to get shot, but she was like, no, like, my name is April Kepner, I'm 28 years old, I'm blah, 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 I have 4 sisters, I haven't lived yet. That was amazing. Also, when she was covered in blood, and she was going to tell Derrick that, like, her friend was shot, and, like, that was ridiculously good. Also, the episode where Ben had to pretty much give her a C-section at home, the shaking and crying while literally having your stomach ripped open to deliver this child. Oh yeah. Oh, are you expecting not to stand? Yeah, I'm guessing April does not equal Sarah Drew, but Sarah Drew is perfection for what she's done for me. in terms of acting. Also, it doesn't really take much for me to be impressed by your acting. Like, you can remember your lines, I'm impressed. So, anyways, the April Kepner Jackson Avery storyline, it could have been so much more, and I feel like everybody needs to stop talking about how good Bailey and Ben are, because what if they make them divorce at one point just to piss me off? Because I think that's what it is. Like, I think Grey's Anatomy writers don't want us to have fun, so they mess up the things that are purposely good just to piss me off and make me keep watching. Because if everything's happy, why should I keep watching? I don't know. I think that's the type of stupid logic that they have. Like, no, I'm fine with happiness. Like, Jackson Avery and April Kepner, they could have been Endgame. Like, they really, I don't know what is going to happen when they're both in Boston now, but, like, I'm just going to pray to God that gets resolved, that they are together with Harry as a big happy family. Yay! By the way, the way Arizona and April Kepner left in that like 13th season was so ridiculous. Like, I respect the Arizona Robins leaving. The April Kepner was just so ridiculous. So I was just like, okay, whatever. This leads me into that was like the most like more like original-ish cast, and now it leads me to the like season 9 interns. So it starts with Miss Joe Wilson, not Joe Karev, because they're not together. They're not together, and I don't know when I started becoming like so anti-Joe. I don't know. I used to like her, and I still kind of like her, I guess, but she's just such a hag. I don't know. It's not every day I was just, like, the tragedy for her. Like, I feel like everybody in this show experienced tragedy, so it's just like, it's not every day I was homeless and I lived in my car. Like, okay, a third time you said it, we understand that you were homeless and that you lived in your car throughout your life. You were orphaned, and you got, you lived in bunk beds or something, I don't know. She just became very annoying and just very mad to me. Like, she's done nothing wrong to me. I just don't have a problem. And it's not even like the homeless thing. Like, I don't have a problem with that. It's just like everything else I was kind of just like, I don't really care about you. I love Camilla, though. I love the actress. I love all the actresses and actors of the show except for Ellen Pompeo, and that's pretty self-explanatory. Next one is, I'm gonna leave out side characters that I feel like I don't care about. The next one is Stephanie Edwards. Stephanie. There's no words other than she is perfect. She is my queen. She is literally the love of my life. The things, like, if you can tell, I love all the black characters on the Grey's Anatomy because I just feel like I love them. They all represent me as a person, as who I want to be and what I want to, continue my life as. Stephanie Edwards, she's just so perfect, and I don't really have anything other than she's actually perfection. She could have stayed with that guy. I don't remember what his name was. Don't remember what his name was, but it was like he was like the patient. She was the patient. He was the patient, and she fell in love with him. Kyle. His name was Kyle. She could have stayed with Kyle. I didn't see the point of them not, like, him dying. I thought it was very ridiculous. Her getting burned in that way was also very ridiculous. Like, I understand, like, I think maybe Jerica, like, the actress, wanted to leave. And, like, Grey's Anatomy has a really bad problem of, like, when I think I just said this, but, like, when actors want to leave, like, don't leave them with the most terrible endings and send-offs. Like, you're really getting on my nerves. But, yeah. Love Stephanie Edwards. I don't think I'm talking about her as much. Like, I don't think I'm talking about how much I love her. Like, I just adore her beyond this earth. Stephanie. Then we have like Leah Murphy. I just want to bring up Leah Murphy because she's done so much stuff. She's just done so much. What is this? So much? Nothing. But I just wanted to bring up her name, say that she did so much, and then move on. And Amelia Shepard. So much you want about Amelia Shepard. I think we haven't seen her as much as I would have seen her in Private Practice, and I will watch that show to give like a better idea of everyone. I love that woman so much. And if you have anything bad to say about her, whatever. She's dealt with so much, and I think that she's just an inspiration. I love her to death. And now let's go to Miss Maggie Pierce, Sister Squad per. Let me tell you, Maggie Pierce is just so beautiful. And people hate on her for no reason because, like, oh, she was supposed to replace Lexi. Like, okay, just say you don't like black characters and leave. We are not stupid. We know the truth. So you don't like Maggie Pierce because of that reason, because she's a strong black woman. So whatever, that's fine. God will deal with you. Then we have Andrew Deluca. Did he have to die like that? I just feel like I didn't want him to be with Meredith, and I just wanted him to continue not being with Meredith. I just don't understand it. I don't know if I liked the relationship. I really didn't. But I thought everything was going so well. I thought his death was so unnecessary, and the way that he died, it was just so embarrassing. I thought it was really I thought it was just terrible. I thought it was actually terrible. I was really upset. And then we have Thomas Krasik. The only reason I'm mentioning Thomas Krasik is that's because he's really, like, my best friend. Like, a lot of people didn't like Thomas Krasik. And you know what? Like, that's fine. Like, you don't like funny, terrible characters. You don't like funny, awful people. You don't like them. And that's fine, I guess. But, like, how is it supposed to be interesting if you don't like terrible characters? So, I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say about him. As you can tell, like, the more this podcast is going on, the more, like, I don't have anything to say. Just a little short commentary, and I'll move on. Who else? Schmidt is so fun. I love Schmidt. He gives me that awkward happiness vibes that I love awkward people. Schmidt is one of those awkward people. I love him. And then we have Atticus Lincoln. Atticus Lincoln is such a funny character to me because, like, I know now that Amelia said no to marriage. I haven't started watching season 18, so I don't really know what's going on. But I just can't wait to see how that's going to play out. I didn't even watch the last 3 episodes. I just know that he asked her to marry her, and she said no, as she should. Because didn't she tell him, I'm not ready for marriage? If any guys are watching this, if a woman ever says, I'm not ready for marriage, trust me, she's not ready. Don't be dumb. And we probably already know that you're going to ask to marry us if you are asking if you're ready for marriage. Like, shut up. Especially if you're asking it on your own accord. It's like, okay. Cormac Hayes. People are probably like, who is that? That is, is he Irish? Or I'm gonna go with Irish. And if he's actually Scottish, my bad. But the Irish gift sent by no other than my queen, Christina Yang, to Meredith Gray. The thing is, like, I know that she has, like, a new love interest, like, season 18. So this is, like, another love triangle. I think I will actually lose it. Because, like, can we come with something else? Can we be a little more original? Like, I don't know. Like, I think originality. Being original, Jesus. I don't think it's a bad idea. I don't know. And then we have, that's it. I think there's like 1,000 more characters, but I don't really have any opinions on anyone I haven't already mentioned, I think. Oh, just shout out to Boki. Boki was my favorite. Is actually my favorite character. She's done more for Grey's Anatomy than anybody in this place. Like, nobody has done it like she has. Like, you've got to be out of your mind. Oh, and also, special shout out. I wasn't going to speak on any characters that are in Station 19. But shout out to a real one, Karina Deluca. Love her. I love her to death. I think she's just so perfect. That's all I have to say. I'm kind of tired of speaking on this right now. But, like, all I have to say is, like, Grey's Anatomy has, like, they have, like, a really good plotline. And like I said in, like, the previous episode, Grey's Anatomy got really, really, really good and then really, really not so great. Just because if you keep a show going on for more than a couple of seasons, people are going to lose interest. But because people are, like, so used to the show, they don't want to leave the show. And I can respect that. But it's also kind of like, I mean, I just feel like, what are you talking about now? Like, you brought up COVID-19 into this show. I don't know if anybody liked that. I sure didn't. I didn't like that at all. but I don't know. We could have done better. If people are like, oh my god, like, why are people dying? Everybody dies in this show. Like, duh, they're gonna die. Because, I mean, I don't know any American show that doesn't have, no, not just American. I don't know any show that has, like, who doesn't have death as a plot point. I think it's a good plot point. The only thing is, I wish they wouldn't have to kill every character that like, if the actor pisses them off, they have to kill the character when they send them off. Like, I think it's so ridiculous and dumb. Georgia O'Malley. Lexi Gray. Everybody else, Derrick. Like, Derrick pissed them off too behind the scenes. Patrick pissed them off. So Derrick got a terrible send off. So, but yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. If people want me to kind of, I don't think I did like a great job, but like I kind of gave my opinion. But if anybody wants like a part 2 where I elaborate a little bit more, I can do that. And if there's any characters that I missed or anything like that, lay that down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for listening to this very long podcast, if you did, and if you just like sped through it, or if you didn't listen at all. If you didn't listen at all but you got to the end, I don't know if that makes sense. That doesn't make sense. I'm really tired. But thank you so much for listening, and stay tuned for the next podcast episode that I have. It's going to be a little bit similar to this, just a different show. And it's a much shorter, so I might get into like a much of a deeper analysis. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, wherever. Yeah, thank you. Goodbye.